Hey, this week we are taking a look at Althair and maybe a decent alternative. Stay tuned. All right, so I went through all of those Sphinx fragrances in the Discovery set, and I think after kind of spending some time with them, I got really excited about Cairo Nights because it reminded me of Althair, and I had a really good experience with that. So I said that was gonna be the first one I'd pick up, and lo and behold, here it is. I did get Cairo Nights first, and it's interesting. I really love the presentation on the Sphinx fragrances. I did a little bit of research, and I don't have anything definitive because it's kind of hard to get official information, but I get the impression that Alexandria Fragrances, Athena Fragrances, and Sphinx Fragrances are all owned by the same company. If you're not aware, Athena Fragrances is a Egyptian-based company that makes clones. They do a lot of really high-end clones of very like Parfum, like the $1,200 one from Raja Parfums. Incredible. I have a video about the premium Discovery set from them. Really like Athena Fragrances a lot, and I want to get more from them. I actually have a fragrance from Alexandria Fragrances too. They're based in California, and I got a clone of Stellar Times from them that I think is stellar. Like, I think it's outstanding. And then recently discovered Sphinx because I'd seen it online, decided to get this Discovery set. And so Sphinx is kind of, I think it's more of its own thing. I think the fragrances might be kind of references. I don't know if I would say they're full-on clones, though today I think is a little bit harder to make that case. So I've actually got a 5 ml sample of Althair, and I've got Cairo Nights right here. I also heard that Sphinx uses Lalique for their bottles, which I would believe because the glass is absolutely beautiful. Sphinx all around, nice heavy cap, good atomizer, really nice box. I credit to the presentation. I don't care if they're wholly original or not. I think they're nice, they're good deals, and I think it's a good value. I spent a little over $100 for Cairo Nights, and this is like $350 or something like that for a full bottle of Althair. And I got a little sample because I wanted to give them some wearings and do some side-by-sides to really figure it out, because this reminded me a lot of it. And they are extremely similar, but there are like a couple of small differences. The top line takeaway from this though is if you really like Althair and you want to save $200, you can pick up Cairo Nights and you will be just as happy. I'm going to spray on the strips here, and I'll have Althair in this hand and I'll have Cairo Nights in this one, and I'll just talk about them. They are, again, very, very close. And one of the other things I want to say too is in this, I noticed when I did right up close like I'm about to, you're able to kind of tell the differences between the two of them. But in the wearing itself, like when I'm spraying it on my neck and just moving around and catching the sillage, those differences all but vaporize. Hey, that's a nice little twist. So the differences that I'm about to talk to are almost a distinction without a difference. There are differences between the two of them, but I'm not sure that it really matters for your enjoyment of the fragrance. So Althair, Cairo Nights. And the thing too is the more I smell them up close, the more I do kind of get differences. So while you would probably, you would have to dig in, and fans of Althair would not necessarily know you're not wearing Althair, I wouldn't say that it's a direct clone. Maybe it is, maybe it's a little bit of, the reason I say that is because when you smell Althair, there's kind of a fruitiness up top, and that's dialed down in Cairo Nights. Cairo Nights to me, they both have that kind of ice creamy vanilla sort of smell to them. That's synthetic but pleasing. It's hard to describe. The first time I smelled Althair, I was in Nordstrom. I smelled it, I just sprayed it on like a strip or something like that, and I was like, that just smells like synthetic fake vanilla. That's not, I don't get it. And then I made myself a little sample while I was there, and I took it home and I was wearing it. I don't know if I mentioned this on the channel, but I had one of the most strangest reactions to a fragrance when I wore the sample of Althair. I went to a Taco Bell and I order at the drive-thru, and then as I'm driving up to the drive-thru, the woman, this is like half an hour after I sprayed this on my neck, like twice with a little sample bottle. So it wasn't even like full on atomizer sprays. And the woman that was working in the drive-thru was like leaning out and she goes, "You smell so good." And I like told her what I was wearing. I said, you know, save your money though, just go to Nordstrom and make a sample because it's like $300 or whatever for a bottle, which is, that's kind of insane. Like, this is a great smell. I really like it a lot. I wouldn't spend $300 for it though. Cairo Nights though, I'd definitely spend $100 for it. And that's, so the reason why I brought up the thing at the beginning where I think these companies are tied, I don't have any definitive stuff, partially because I tried doing some digging in the Chamber of Commerce and stuff in California to find out, but the ownership of these businesses is held pretty tightly, as are the perfumers, which is another thing that makes me go, But I don't care if the perfumer is a chromatograph, is that what it's called? I don't know, whatever the thing that detects the smells. Because it's so good. So let me talk about the basics right here. And as far as performance, I think they're both about the same. They both project, for me, very well, and they both last a really long time. For some reason, vanilla scents on me, it's just an effective note that stays on my skin for a really long time. I really enjoy it a lot. And this is one of those situations where, like, yeah, you smell it and you kind of, you go, it's synthetic, it's fake, but then it really grows on you quickly. Like, you're like, yeah, and I don't care, because it just smells so good. So, like I said, when you're smelling them side by side, you get a little differences. This is, the Althair is a little bit sweeter, maybe a little bit fruitier. But apart from that little bit of a difference, like I said, when you're actually wearing it, I couldn't really tell the difference, to be honest with you. That actually kind of, I'm going to return to it at some point, but I had a kind of a revelation about that with the Armaf's clone of the Absolute Aventus. So anyway, back to these two though. The bottom line is, if you like Althair and you don't want to spend $350, I really, really recommend Cairo Nights. Sphinx probably wouldn't like this video because I don't know if I'm digging up dirt or whatever, but I don't really care in this instance because I think, number one, I think the choice is good, like from what I've smelled of Sphinx. And also the other thing too is, like, I don't know, part of the reason I don't feel confident in saying that they're just a clone house because I don't necessarily think that's the case. I haven't smelled everything in the world, but I do think they have some original creations that are wholly original, not like inspired bys, you know, kind of a thing. It's interesting that, like I said, they're so close, but like different enough that I don't feel comfortable saying that like it's a full-on clone. You know what I mean? But close enough that when you're wearing them, I'm not sure if you could tell the difference. So that's the hard part. It's like when you smell them right like this, like, yeah, you can tell small differences, but like I said at the beginning, I don't know if they actually matter because the wearing experience is pretty much the same. So all of that to say, I am loving Sphinx as a brand. I think what they offer is a good value. Everything I've smelled so far, everything from the sample, discovery set, projects well, lasts a good long time, and the scents are really good. Like, granted, I chose the 9 that I got in the discovery set, but the creative director, whoever it is that is steering the scents that they are making, is doing a good job, because I feel like in the 9 that I got, they showed a good range and good quality across the board, even though there's like 1 or 2 that I was kind of like soft on, but I still appreciated the quality of the scent. And this is the same. I honestly, I really, really enjoy wearing this a lot, especially as we're getting into fall and winter. I'm going to be wearing Cairo Nights a lot. So really good stuff. Highly recommend you check it out. And let me know if you're a fan of Althair. I know that one was kind of a mixed bag for a lot of people. Some people really hated it. And I was worried that I was going to go down that road first, but then the more I wore it, the more I was like, man, this smells really good. And then I had that crazy interaction where it was like, it's one of the only fragrances that I've gotten a real compliment on. And this one was like, she was crawling out of the window to figure out what I was wearing because it smelled so good to her. So I guess take that for what you will. The stuff's really, it's potent. It's a good, strong fragrance. But if you like Mercedes-Benz Club Black and you want something different, check out Cairo Nights. I recommend getting the discovery set from Sphinx. Include Cairo Nights in there, and Tabac Citron Vanille I think, is another really good one from them. Wood of Gods is another one of my favorites. So check those out and let me know what you think. Talk to you next week. Bye.